There are many heroes around the Bahamas who have given so much to sports.
I'm Clarence Rolle, the president of the Bahamas Amateur Wrestling Federation. Wrestling is a great sport in general, and it's a great sport for the Bahamas. You'd find that cultures all over the world throughout time have gravitated towards wrestling. It's a natural sport. And in the Bahamas, if you think about it, it's a natural sport for us as well. When you see little boys in the schoolyard, they love to have their wrestling competitions, and to the Bahamian, we know there's dashing at a very young age, and that's what cultures all around the world over years and years have done. So wrestling is on the rise here. It's been a sport that's been growing quietly, and it's a sport that has so much potential. We're going to be making it a lot more systematic and a lot more organized, so that more and more people can participate in it. And we're also going to hopefully introduce it to the schools shortly. We're going to train some coaches, we're going to train officials, and that will allow for not just a dozen or so or dozens of people to participate in the sport, but literally hundreds and then thousands. The great thing about wrestling is the opportunities that it presents, especially for young people who want to get involved with it, men and women. It's a great way to get an education, for example. There are schools across the United States, across Canada, and other places that offer wrestling scholarships. And if someone has the type of skills and they have the attitude to be a contributor to a university, it's a very easy thing to be the recipient of a scholarship for a 4-year degree. We have had colleges that have been interested in our wrestlers before. Through Massachusetts, we've talked to coaches in New Brunswick, Canada. And so it's always an open door to an education. In addition to that, young men and young women can have the opportunity to see the world and broaden their horizons through wrestling. We have competed at the CAC level. We've competed at the Pan Am Games, Pan Am Championships already. So we've already sent wrestlers to compete in Colorado in the United States, in Colombia. We have competed in El Salvador. We've even had one wrestler who made it as far as the World Wrestling Championships, and that year he wrestled in Azerbaijan. So when you think of the things that people are able to experience through wrestling, it's mind-boggling, especially when you consider that some of them come into the sport with no idea and just no thought of ever seeing the world the way they do. People who want to participate in wrestling can come by Bahamas Martial Arts Center at Shirley Street Plaza, Saturdays and Sundays at 8 a.m. And we normally have practice sessions then. In addition to that, you can reach me at cjroll@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to answer questions, happy to bring you around and let you see what we do. We're especially interested not just in athletes, we're always interested in athletes, but maybe you've never wrestled before, maybe you don't have a thought to wrestle, but you'd like to coach, we'd like to talk to you, and maybe you'd like to be an official. That's something that's sorely missing. There are spots for referees in wrestling. We need them locally, and what happens is people who learn the ropes locally are also able to see the world, because the Pan American Wrestling Association, as well as FILA, the International Wrestling Governing Body, they need officials as well. And so they'd love to have certified officials from the Caribbean come and officiate a game or referee a game, and it's something that they are actually desperate for. So there's a place for you as well if you'd like to be an official.